Are you tired of spending a fortune on dense, cardboard-tasting, gluten-free bread from the grocery store? Today, we are putting an end to your bakery blues by finding the ultimate at-home solution. In this video, I will be counting down the top 5 gluten-free bread makers, sharing my personal experiences in the kitchen, and detailing the good, the bad, and the delicious. Be sure to stick around until the very end, because our number 1 pick completely blew my mind and changed the way I look at gluten-free baking forever. Five, Cuisinart CBK-210. Right out of the box, this machine looks incredibly impressive with its sleek brushed stainless steel finish and a very modern digital display. I was eager to get this unit onto my kitchen counter and start baking, especially because it features a built-in convection fan. In theory, this fan is designed to circulate hot air throughout the baking chamber to ensure an exceptionally even bake and a superior crust, which is something that gluten-free loaves often struggle to achieve. The machine boasts a wide variety of customizable options, allowing you to select from different loaf sizes and 3 distinct crust colors. It also includes a dedicated gluten-free setting, which is an absolute must-have feature. For my first test, I loaded up the pan with a standard gluten-free flour blend, some yeast, and warm liquids, hoping the machine would handle the wet, batter-like consistency with ease. The mixing cycle started off strong, blending the ingredients together relatively well without requiring too much manual scraping of the sides. However, the final baking results left quite a bit to be desired. While the convection fan is a great concept, I found that it tended to dry out the top crust of my gluten-free loaf far too quickly before the center of the bread had the chance to fully set and bake through. This resulted in a loaf that looked beautifully browned on the outside but was disappointingly dense and slightly gummy at the bottom. Gluten-free batters require incredibly precise hydration and heat distribution, and this machine seemed to rush the process. Furthermore, the machine's operation is surprisingly loud and disruptive. During the heavy kneading cycles, the unit vibrated significantly on my countertop, and the constant hum of the convection fan was quite noticeable throughout the house. Number 4, KBS Pro. This model immediately caught my attention because it boasts a very premium professional look and features a unique ceramic nonstick pan rather than the traditional Teflon coating. The ceramic pan is a fantastic touch, as it ensures that your baked loaves slide out effortlessly without leaving any sticky residue behind. It also utilizes dual heating elements, which are designed to provide a more thoroughly balanced temperature throughout the entire baking cycle. Another highly advertised feature of this machine is the automatic fruit and nut dispenser, located right on the lid. I was incredibly excited to test this out by making a gluten-free cinnamon raisin loaf. The dispenser is supposed to automatically drop your mix-ins at the exact right moment during the kneading cycle, ensuring they are evenly distributed without being pulverized into a paste. On paper, the KBS Pro sounds like an absolute dream for customized gluten-free baking. Unfortunately, actually operating the machine proved to be a significantly frustrating experience. The touch panel is overly sensitive, yet the digital LCD display is surprisingly dim and incredibly difficult to read. Under the bright lights of my kitchen, I had to physically cup my hands over the screen just to see which baking cycle I was selecting. Navigating the complex menu to find the specific gluten-free setting felt like entirely too much of a chore. When the bread was finally done baking, I encountered another massive flaw that severely impacted my final review. The kneading paddle inside the KBS Pro has a severe tendency to bake deep into the crust and get completely locked into the bottom of the loaf. Trying to remove it, even with the included hook tool, ended up tearing a massive chunk out of the bottom of my gluten-free bread. Three, Elite Gourmet Bread Maker. When I first pulled this machine out of the box, I was struck by how incredibly compact and unassuming it is. Unlike the massive stainless steel units that dominate the market, this machine features a simple, clean, white plastic exterior. It is remarkably budget-friendly, making it highly appealing to beginners who want to try their hand at gluten-free baking without making a massive financial commitment. I was initially quite skeptical that such an affordable, lightweight machine could handle the notoriously finicky nature of gluten-free dough. Yet, despite its lower price point, it features a dedicated gluten-free setting specifically programmed to adjust the mixing and rising times. Because gluten-free flour does not need the heavy, prolonged kneading that wheat flour requires, the Elite Gourmet skips the secondary punch-down phases and moves straight into a long, steady bake. During my testing, I decided to make a classic gluten-free white sandwich loaf using a simple rice flour and tapioca starch blend. I was genuinely shocked by how beautifully it performed. The mixing cycle was surprisingly thorough, incorporating all the dry ingredients perfectly without leaving any of those dreaded unmixed flour pockets hidden in the deep corners of the baking pan. The machine handled the thick batter without sounding strained or overworked. The resulting loaf was a massive success. The bread came out surprisingly light, wonderfully airy, and featured a beautiful, even golden crust that tasted fantastic. The machine itself is so incredibly lightweight and easy to maneuver that you can easily tuck it away into a pantry or cabinet when you are done. This makes it an absolutely perfect choice for smaller kitchens, apartments, or casual bakers who do not want a bulky appliance living permanently on their counters. 2. Cuisinart CBK-110NAS. Unlike its larger, more complicated sibling we discussed earlier, this compact model is an absolute dream to work with and quickly became one of my favorite appliances. It features a sleek, space-saving design that easily fits underneath standard kitchen cabinets, yet it feels incredibly sturdy and well-built, offering a premium experience from the moment you turn it on. One of the defining characteristics of this machine is its vertical baking pan. While some people prefer a traditional horizontal loaf, the vertical pan creates a taller, stunningly beautiful loaf that produces excellent, uniform slices perfect for sandwiches or morning toast. It also features a remarkably large and clear viewing window on the top lid, allowing you to keep a close, careful eye on the rising and baking process without ever having to open the lid and release crucial heat. I put this machine through its absolute paces by mixing up a heavy, nutrient-dense, gluten-free seeded bread recipe loaded with flax, chia, and sunflower seeds. The internal motor is incredibly robust, handling the exceptionally thick and sticky batter completely effortlessly. The dedicated gluten-free cycle on this machine is masterfully calibrated, perfectly timing the resting and baking phases to ensure the heavy dough rises properly and never collapses in the center. The crust on the bread produced from this compact machine is consistently phenomenal. It bakes a loaf that is perfectly crispy and firm on the outside, while maintaining a wonderfully moist, tender, and fluffy crumb on the inside. Furthermore, it operates at a very reasonable, quiet volume, meaning you can easily set it up for overnight baking without any fear of the kneading cycles disrupting your sleep. The Cuisinart CBK-110NAS offers tremendous reliability, flawless performance, and total ease of use. 1. Zojirushi BB-PDC20BA. Let me be perfectly clear. If you are completely serious about your gluten-free baking and want absolute perfection, this is the undeniable gold standard of bread makers. From its gorgeous stainless steel construction to its brilliantly engineered internal mechanics, everything about this machine screams high-end, bakery-level quality. What truly sets the Virtuoso Plus apart from literally everything else on the market is its implementation of dual kneading blades. Because gluten-free dough resembles a thick, wet cake batter much more than traditional elastic dough, a single standard paddle often struggles to mix the ingredients thoroughly. However, the Zojirushi's dual blades work in perfect harmony to mix the wet and dry ingredients flawlessly from edge to edge, ensuring a perfectly smooth batter with zero dry spots. Furthermore, this incredible machine features advanced heating elements located on both the bottom of the unit and built directly into the lid. This revolutionary dual heater design completely eliminates the pale, soft, underbaked top crust that plagues almost every other bread maker on the market. Instead, the Zojirushi surrounds the dough with even heat, giving you an exquisitely browned, perfectly domed, crusty loaf every single time you bake. In my extensive kitchen tests, the dedicated gluten-free course yielded results that easily rivaled, if not completely surpassed, expensive artisan loaves purchased from specialty gluten-free bakeries. The texture was absolutely incredible. There was no grittiness, no dense gummy spots at the base, and no collapsed centers. It produced perfect, highly sliceable, traditional horizontal bread that actually holds together beautifully for hearty sandwiches without crumbling into dust in your hands. While it is undeniably a significant financial investment up front, the Zojirushi Virtuoso Plus easily pays for itself over time by completely eliminating baking failures and drastically reducing your expensive store-bought bread purchases.